Morning musings from my kitchen studio. Today I am full on with the Kajabi thing and hopefully get somewhere. I admit that I am somewhat overwhelmed by the tech stuff. Not my forte. So and I come into the when I get too overwhelmed with something, I tend to just let it go. Well, good morning. How are you? Nice to see you. So I tend, I don't know if you do this, but I tend to just turn away and leave it. As if ignoring the problem is going to make it go away. So today I am working on tackling the unknowingness of things and opening up to, hopefully I can do it, opening up to learning something new, to getting a hold of it. I have a basic, my website, I have somewhat moved over there. There's still things that need fixing and adjusting, but it's a start. So I can look at that and hopefully get through this tech mess that I'm in. and ignoring it or letting it process, Corby asked. That's a very, very good question. I'll have to think about that one. It could be a little bit of both. I do know that I have the tendency that when something is too much, that I just turn away and do other things. And maybe that is, in many respects, and in fact, it is letting it process and then coming back and doing it. I have done the letting it process. I hope so. I hope so, Corby. That will be wonderful. Maybe that exactly will happen today. It'll just boom and become something that I know how to do and something that I'm able to put together. Has anybody read that Turning Point book? Sure, Let It Process will convince the computer to do what you want. That was funny. That was funny. Yeah, it is more, I mean, it is that coming to the right mindset. And, you know, anytime we move into something that we don't know, that we are unfamiliar with, that we're not comfortable with, it just kind of puts you in a stress state, although I'm obviously not stressed about it. But it has me kind of on edge. So I go there and I try to do some work and I get overwhelmed. So I get overwhelmed and I want somebody to take it and do it for me. That's what I really want. And then I say, okay, put it aside, go do something else and come back. Sometimes life happens and the days go as they go and you don't get a chance to come back. So then I don't come back. And then I can add that extra, well, you should have come back yesterday and you didn't. I can add that onto it. And then these little itty bitty ridiculous thoughts of somebody give me the word for it, right? They're just I can't find the word right now. Just thoughts that will just pile on and like they just want to pull me down. And I usually don't pay very much attention to those thoughts. But they have crept in on me with this whole Kajabi thing. And thanks to a very, very wonderful person and mentor in the online world, she has guided me through the various steps of, putting the website together. Do the website first and then do this and then do that. So I have that. Thank goodness. Thank you, Kirby. And still, it's just not flopping together. But like you said, I know that moment will come and it will just come together. Oh no, the avoidance downward spiral. Yes. Are you familiar with that? Isn't it fun? What's really fun and what I love about these things is that, first of all, obviously, I'm not alone. I am all too familiar. Yeah, so am I. And so it's wonderful to speak about it and get it out because acknowledging what is happening and with some laughs and some lightheartedness rather than that, ooh, just, you know how you can get, right? That really nasty talking, mind talk that just wants to completely destroy you. That's what it feels like anyways. I'm considering that those thoughts are simply, if we look at it in a biological sense, that we're walking someplace unfamiliar and, behind the bushes we see or hear something. So, the thought is, do I go that way or should I go this way? What should I do? And if you have those biological things happening, fear sets in, and obviously one of our reactions, it's the fight or flight or freeze thing. I'm a freeze kind of gal. So when you don't know something and you're not familiar with it, I tend to freeze on the very basic, amygdala realm. That's what I do. So Kajabi is the lion in the bush, ready to come out and attack me, right? On a biological level. And this is so ridiculous. I acknowledge that, but hey, that is what is going on. And when I see it that way, it's like, okay, no big deal. I'll figure it out. I will figure it out, and it will go just fine. And you know what? If it doesn't go, you're a freezer too. And if that fails, I will fight. We seem to have a lot in common there. That tends to be what I do as well. I don't usually run. I'll face it on and fight. So it's just interesting to see how these little parts of our day, like a new challenge has come up, and I am going to I'm going to turn and fight it. That's what I'm going to do, because I've spent this last 3 weeks frozen in the Kajabi thing. And it's just a website, right? It's just a platform. Oh yeah, so that's what's going on in my little studio today. Other thoughts. For my members, I uploaded a video, right? And for the members group, first you guys get to see it, and then it will go public tonight, my time tonight. And I saw this morning while I was checking the video to make sure everything was okay, that I forgot to put in the reference photo. And so that's another tech challenge that I have today. If there's a way for me to upload just the image and put it in on the YouTube edit place, great. Otherwise, I have to I have to re-upload. I have to fix it and re-upload it. So I'm sorry about that. Either that, or I will send into the community group the image that I used on that hyacinth flower that I did this video on, and it's about the notan. You start with the notan abstract sketch, so just a dark and a light, and you know, so when I paint in this manner. So when I come up with a concept of the painting. Oh, thank you so much. I like to be a charming person. That's really encouraging as well. I appreciate that. I really do. I appreciate that. I just got flustered off my thing. I'm a charming person. That's really sweet. I really do appreciate that. So what was I talking about? Notans. Notans. So the notan is where I begin. So I have the idea in my mind and I'm working with the idea and I'll create a notan for the full painting. And the notan is just the dark and just the light, and it's abstract. You don't know what it looks, you don't know what you're painting. It's the abstract design that's underneath any painting. It's underneath all paintings. So if the notan works, yes, if the notan works, it is, you're going to have a good painting, whether you paint it well or not. That just seems to be a fact. I won't lay my life on that fact because you can do a really bad painting, but like I have done really bad paintings that just didn't work. But if the notan was intact, there still was something about that painting that not only attracted me, but other people who were looking at it going, oh, I like that one. Well, it was hardly my best painting. It was hardly, I mean, there are a gazillion things I could have done better in the painting for whatever my purpose was. If I was going for an expressionism type or for a contemporary look, the painting might have been just fine. But for what my purpose was, I wanted something else to show up in the painting. So I start there. The notan. The notan, the notan, the notan, the abstract underneath, which is, you know, kind of what is happening when you're coming up with an idea for a painting. It's still very abstract. There's no, you have no claims on the visualization or the fantasies that you have, or the imagery that you have. That's the word, the imagery that you have in your mind of how you think this painting could turn out. So when you lock into that notan and you come up with a pattern of dark and lights, it's abstract, little tiny thumbnail sketches, little tiny, you don't need any more than that. Then when I go into actually painting it, the elements that are in the painting, like this portrait that I'm doing is the dog, it's a collie. So what is the basic notan of the collie? These are the darks and this is where the light is. So I go in and paint that first. And in this example, I didn't do the collie because I'm already like halfway done with her. Well, actually more than halfway, thank goodness. But I did the hyacinth flower in this video, and it's the same thing. I come in, I paint the dark and the light of that particular flower. And from there, I will add a third value to begin to create form. So it begins to separate from the abstract and it comes into form, something that we can recognize. And that's what I do. So that's what this video is about. And I just didn't upload the hyacinth. So, I mean, you could have the reference and see if what I'm doing actually is, actually is in the reference photo. And as I'm in a chatty mood this morning, I also wanted you to see how you can take a reference like the hyacinth flower and alter it to be useful onto your specific composition and design that you are creating in this painting. So, you know, it's not a huge difference that I've done with the hyacinth. It's just a tilting of the photo reference, and I tilted it, and, you know, I will work with it depending on how it will play, the role it will play in my painting. And it's all so much fun. I just love this. I love this. I love this. And for me, starting with the notan is starting with the abstract is the foundation of everything. It's the very beginning of all ideas, of all concepts, of everything. It's all very abstract. And if we don't keep the energy of that fluid idea in our work, it just gets to be too tight, too overpainted, too this, too that. And yes, there are types of painting where this type of thing to be extremely on point is vital, right? It's vital. It's the purpose of that type of painting. But even if you're doing the hyperrealist type things, you still have a notan. You still come up with an idea. It still begins in the abstract. And anything that we imagine is in the abstract. It's not a solid thing like, you know, the coffee cup. You have the idea about making this coffee cup. That's the abstract. And then you bring it into the material, into something that you can latch onto. I'm having a long day talking. It's probably because I'm out of my studio and I am going to be working with the laptop today and getting things done. I have a beautiful scented candle that a friend of mine nearby makes, and it's lovely. So I'm just creating atmosphere. I have in the back, I guess you can't see it, the wood stove is burning and it's warm and cuddly. So I am going to get into the tech zone today. Wish me luck. We'll see what happens. I'll let you know tomorrow how it went. So I, for those in my members group on YouTube, if you're not in and you want to come join, that would be great. It's $6.99 if you want to see like the full-length videos that I pull up. You know, where I talk about everything about painting, about creativity, and you get some bits of my life here on this tiny little Greek island. And so I'm going to upload, try and upload and fix that that video that I uploaded without the photo reference. And if I can't do it, I'll just upload it into the community tab. And you can at least look at the reference photo. But I need to try and do it because when it goes public, it would be helpful if the reference photo is there. So yeah, that is great. And yeah, I just haven't got anything that's, you know, that's of any real importance. I'm just blabbing today. I would love it if this could be like this open community. We could all just kind of chat Thank you so much. And I am wishing you a beautiful, beautiful day. So, with that, you guys, I am off. Leave me a comment, talk to me, ask me questions. Let me know what would be a really good mini course for me to put up. Should it be, I mean, would the notan thing be something that you're interested in? Maybe color mixing on a limited palette, maybe talking about opaque and transparent colors. I don't know, composition. There's so many things. And because there's too many options, I'm having a hard time making a choice. I'm kind of leaning towards the notan thing since that's what I've been talking about and I've had questions on these past few days. So we'll see. I'll let you know tomorrow how things go. Wish me luck. All right.